As the final full day of campaigning gets underway, tens of millions of Americans have already cast their ballots, and abortion is on ballots in 10 states, including Arizona, Nevada, and Florida. Good morning. I'm Corva Coleman from NPR News, and here are today's top stories. This is the final full day of campaigning in the race for the White House. Vice President Harris has several events scheduled today in the swing state of Pennsylvania. Former President Donald Trump will also go to Pennsylvania, along with North Carolina and Michigan. NPR's Mara Eliason reports tens of millions of Americans have already cast ballots.
More than 75 million people have cast their votes already, by mail or in person, depending on their state's rules. That's a little less than half the total vote cast in the 2020 presidential election. But the early vote doesn't tell you whether overall turnout will be higher than 2020, because many early voters are people who would otherwise have voted in person on Tuesday. One trend that can be seen is the large numbers of women who are voting early. The gender gap in turnout is mirroring the gender gap in the polls, where women are choosing Harris by big margins and male voters are choosing Trump. That's why Trump is reaching out to white, non-college educated men who support him heavily but don't usually turn out to vote. Mara Eliason, NPR News.
Abortion is on the ballot in 10 states, including the swing states of Arizona and Nevada. Tomorrow, people in Florida will vote on a constitutional amendment that would guarantee the right to an abortion until fetal viability. That is usually around 24 weeks of pregnancy. Right now, abortion is banned in Florida after 6 weeks, with some exceptions. From member station WUSF, Stephanie Colombini reports on a Tampa woman who says the current Florida law put her health at risk.
Thea Thompson tried to qualify for an exception to Florida's ban because her fetus had a genetic disorder that was likely fatal. But she says due to legal concerns, doctors wouldn't approve it unless she got additional testing, even though they warned she was at higher risk for the test to cause complications. Thompson spent thousands to travel to New York for abortion care instead.
I'm mad. I'm really angry that I was put in that position because of the laws, because of the politicians who are making decisions about my own health.
Thompson supports the abortion amendment. Governor Ron DeSantis is among those opposing it. He says the ban's exceptions are clear. For NPR News, I'm Stephanie Colombini in Tampa.
Striking machinists for Boeing are going to vote today on their third contract offer from the troubled aircraft maker. They've been on strike for about 2 months. NPR's Joel Rose reports that union leaders say Boeing has moved a great deal since its prior contract offers were rejected, and this proposed deal is sweeter.
Boeing is offering a 38% wage hike. That is up from 25% in their first offer, though it is still not quite the 40% raise the union wanted. Union leaders are endorsing this offer. That's something they notably did not do for that previous proposal. And they say, quote, "It is time for our members to lock in these gains and confidently declare victory."
NPR's Joel Rose prepared that report. You're listening to NPR News from Washington.